Hey there guys, it's Jade here for week 3 of my business training videos, and today's a pretty short and sweet topic, but it is very important, and so many people gloss over this when they start out online, including myself. So I really want you guys to pay attention to this and make sure that you follow this process properly. So the topic of today is choosing your brand and making sure you choose a brand that is effective and one that resonates with you. And the reason it's so important is because people see through that if you don't particularly resonate with your brand. So you need to make sure it's something that just represents you entirely. So there's 3 main things to think of when you are choosing your brand name. The first one, know yourself. If you don't know who you are, how are you going to know who you want to attract to work with? So know yourself. Make lists of your likes and dislikes. What do you love doing? What drives you? What are you passionate about? Just figure out every single thing you need to know about you. What makes you the whole person that you are? And get very clear on that. Once you know who you are, then the second thing to think about is who is your customer. You need to know who your customer is because they're the people you want to be attracting to you. So by knowing who they are, what drives them, what fuels them, what are their desires, their wants, their needs, what problems can you help them with? By knowing all of that stuff, you can then come up with a brand that resonates with them as well. And the final thing to think about is your niche. If you don't know your niche, you could be having a brand that just goes out there trying to target anyone and everyone, and it looks like it's just really messy. It doesn't make sense. You need to be clear and concise on the niche you want to target and really drill that down so that your brand is strong and fits within that niche. And once you know those 3 things, then you can come up with your brand name. So it's actually a pretty simple process, but so many people don't pay enough attention to it or don't put as much importance on it as it actually is. And you can fall down massively. Like, I had this brand name that I didn't quite resonate with, and it was attracting the wrong type of people because of the words in my brand name, and it just didn't sit well. And because I wasn't congruent with my message within that brand name, I wasn't getting the results I needed. So I went and did some exercises on choosing your brand, and I went through that process of finding out who I am, who is my customer, what is my niche. I had pages written out of all those different things and who I wanted to target. And then I came up with my brand name, which is the Aussie Adventuress. So why did I come up with that name? Obviously, I'm Australian and I love Australia, so I love having that word in my brand because I want to attract Australians. I want to work with people. Like, I feel like Australians have this different way of looking at the world because, especially in Perth, we are like a really isolated place. So whenever we go travel, we have to travel long distances. And we all have that understanding of what it is like to travel from Australia. So that's my first thing. I want to attract Australians to work with. Obviously, I love to travel. I'm a young girl within I want to attract people around my age because that's the generation I understand. I'm obviously working online, so that's a niche. What else was I thinking about when I did it? Obviously I want to travel. Oh, and I had a corporate job and I wanted to escape that corporate job. So I coordinated all of that stuff together and came up with the Aussie Adventuress. And then my tagline is abandon unsatisfying shackles and savor incredible experiences. And see what I did there? I used AUSSIE to come up with my tagline, so the tagline also represents Aussie. And that represents escaping your 9 to 5 and savoring experiences, enjoying the world, and just going out there and doing what is right for you. So now I have a strong brand that I really resonate with, and I've managed to get a Facebook page that matches that. I've got a Twitter account that matches that, an Instagram account, a YouTube channel, and my blog, obviously. So all of those things tie in, and when people visit all my pages, they see that I am one brand, and it's quite a strong brand because it's everywhere. I don't have one name over here and one name over there, which I kind of did when I started out because I was a bit confused about what I wanted to be. So guys, when you start really think about your brand and get very clear on what message you want to portray, who you want to attract, and what niche you want to market in, and you will have great success in attracting the right people to you. That's it for this lesson. I will be back next week with another tip for you. Have an awesome week, and I'll speak to you soon.